In this video, we're going to be conducting a simple load test on a truss. It's going to take you through how to do a very simple test. The first thing that we need to do is determine what type of material it is in. And here, under Modifier, we can go down to Physical Material. And once we do, it'll open up this window and we can choose whatever material that will be. So all I need to do is find the material that I really want to work with, and I really want to look at polycarbonate. I just want to see how that works with this. So polycarbonate clear, polycarbonate, we'll get a whole variety of one here. Let's just go polycarbonate clear. So what I'm going to do is just drag it out and place it onto my design, and that will do that. I think that's probably the best I can do. Next thing I'm going to do is go to Design and go down to Simulation. And once I go to Simulation, it's going to ask me what type of test, and I'm going to use this static stress test here, and I go Create Study. Brilliant. Next thing that I need to do is come up to Constraints and to name my constraints. So I go Constraints and then go Structural Constraints. I'm using Fixed to start with. Just going to rotate this around. I'm going to choose this corner here to be fixed. That's my first fixed, and then I'm going to go OK to choose. Next constraint that I'm going to choose is going to be a frictionless. And what I've done there is I've created this little extra tab as a surface where I can add that to. That's really important for any frictionless joint that you do that. You can see a little 1mm tab that's coming out. It's exactly the same width and thickness as my bottom member here, and I'm going to select on that face and then OK. After I've done that, I'm going to rotate it around and add the load. So here's my load. I'm coming down to Structural Loads, and I'm going to use a force, but we've got all these things that we can choose, but I'm using a force. And I've created another little tab over here of where I want that load to be. So I'm just going to zoom in so I can get that full front face, and it will highlight, and I'll select. On this, I'm going to be putting 75 newtons with magnitude, and then OK. Great, it's all there ready to go, and I just need to get some results. So I go up to Results and Simulation Results, and then I'm just going to, so it's going to just pop this up, and I say yes, that I want to compute some results. It's going to say that this is the one study to solve, and I select to solve. Now this may take a little bit of time to go through and produce. So we just watch the bar here, and it'll slowly work through those designs. I'm going to pause and wait till it's done. Okay, so we have now got the results. The results are in, and I'm just going to close this down. Up here it's telling me actually the minimum safety factor is 0.6. Now we need a 1 here. That's really important. We need a 1 because I've got 75 newtons on there, which would be 1. The factor of safety is 1.5. If you work everything out, that factor of safety of 1.5 gives us 75 newtons for my particular design. So it's saying that it won't hold it. It's showing me where the issues are going to be just here. So in reality, once we put the whole thing together and we test it for reals, it might actually be fine. It might not be an issue. But it's just showing us here with the factor of safety that that's the area of concern. Now I can go down to stress and have a look at the stress and make comparisons there with the stress. I can come down and look at displacement, and this will change. The most displaced is just here, and it's telling me the maximum displacement, which is, you know, that looks huge, 40 mil. But anyway, and obviously if I do reaction, it's going to happen in these two spots. So where my reactions are going to be. So probably the best information is your factor of safety, your stress, and your displacement. And a great way to do an analysis around those different trusses that you design. So one idea would be to go back to the drawing board and see how you can improve that factor of safety. This is obviously intention here that it's failing. Underneath compression looks pretty good. If I rotate this around, it might, yep, so on the bottom there's a bit of issue. But in real life, once that's printed up, it might be able to hold fine. So that's the, a couple of other cool things that you can do with it. You come here to animate and you can press play and it will show you that happening. If we go to displacement, might be really cool to see displacement. So the reality of this, it's talking about 40.93 millimeters, which is huge. We go to the view cube here and change the direction of it. You can see it there. In reality, that'd be interesting to test with polycarb. Other things you could do is you could go back to the drawing board and create another result. You could go back to design, then go to modify and physical materials and try a different material, ABS or another 3D printing material. I'm not quite sure if this does have PLA. Let's have a look, poly PLA. But the other way you can do things is you can create your own material if you can find out what all the requirements of that material are. So yeah, not quite sure how to do that right now, but that's another option that you've got. And I think it could be here through manage materials. I think you can create your own there. So you'd have to look that up, or I could show a video in a later time to maybe look at PLA and how that would respond to another material. But that's the end of this video. Hope it's been useful.